Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of New Earth TV Live. So again, New Earth TV Live will be coming back every week, every Friday, and we're going to be changing the order of the show as well too. So we're going to start off with firstly announcements. After announcements, we'll be getting into Q&A. Then we'll be getting into short practice for inner practices. Then I'll be taking 3 individual volunteers for distance healing, and then we're going to conclude with a group healing. So I think we're probably just going to have about an hour-long broadcast today. It's not going to be too long of a webcast today. So we're going to get right into it and start off with announcements.
The world's first spiritual rejuvenation technology in the form of modern everyday items has arrived through AetherX. AetherX offers transcendental healing products that work to detoxify, replenish, and restore you on a physical, emotional, and mental level. The Ether Bed Kit takes the form of a powerful rejuvenation technology that utilizes your own life force energy to restore organs, glands, bodily systems, the energy system, and replenish emotional and mental well-being. The AetherX card decks, the healing code cards, eliminate and detoxify physical, emotional, and mental conflicts within the body. 44 beautifully designed geometrical cards specifically designed to work on the major areas of the body, encouraging natural recovery and increased vitality. The healing code cards come in 3 different themes: the body, mind, and energy decks, each with their own specific design to renew and rejuvenate the body. EtheriX apparel and accessories that offer comfortable attire and beautiful geometrical and image designs to detoxify, strengthen, and rejuvenate the body. Download our collection of free sample images and cards from our website so that you can witness the benefits of EtheriX spiritual technology for yourself. Visit our website now at etherx.co and begin your rejuvenation journey with us.
And starting tomorrow is the pre-order launch for the Taurus Bed Kit. So the Taurus Bed Kit is the next model of Ether Bed Kit that's coming out, and it's going to be dealing primarily with source energy. So with the power of working with source energy, source intelligence, source consciousness, it actually goes in and it starts manually cleaning out every single cell, discharging all debris from within each cell in each cell group throughout the entire body, and then charging it up with pure source energy as well too. It's also clearing away toxins. It's clearing away vibrational toxins as well too within the body. And so this is a tremendous new technology, the second Ether Bed Kit that is taking place, that is going to be available on AetherX.co starting tomorrow. We of course still have our original bed, which is now called the Prana Bed. So the Prana Bed is very much like what I have been sharing since our launch with AetherX, representing the power of your own solar plexus, life force prana working to heal your body. This is just taking it to the next level. Now, of course, the Taurus Bed and the Prana Bed work together in complement, but the difference with the Taurus Bed is that it's working more directly in restoring the magnetic field, restoring the toroidal field or the torus field within every single cell in the body. And so it's the next level pertaining to healing technology, spirit technology. That's going to be available on AetherX tomorrow, so you can go to AetherX.co tomorrow morning, and it will be there. Another pre-order that I will be doing will be for the custom services. So it's going to be a custom engraving services where I'm basically offering pendants and even signet rings as well too, that will be engraved with a certain geometry, and through that geometry will contain codes specifically for you, and it will be at the level of the Taurus Bed codes. And of course we'll also offer custom areas that you want to add for your particular form of custom engraving item as well, whether it be a necklace pendant or whether it be a signet ring. So that will be available tomorrow also, so you can check that out on AetherX.co. Brad, what's up with the hat that you're wearing? Oh, great question, glad you asked. This is one of the hats that you can get on AetherX.co. It works with the head. So Actually, I've got a little bit more thicker hair starting to come in right now. Of course, I am going to be going bald very soon, but but it's given me a little bit more thick hair, which is actually kind of nice. I wear this pretty much every day. I've been wearing it now every day for about the past 3 weeks, and it's starting to make quite a bit of a difference. So if that's something that people are interested in regards to thickening your hair a little bit more, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have more thicker hair than I do. But it was starting to show some thick results of my hair, which is nice. And you can check that out on AetherX.co. We have the AetherX Activator Cap, which is what I'm wearing today. So that's AetherX.co. Remember also to check us out tomorrow on youtube.com/@AetherXstore. That is our YouTube channel on AetherX, and I'll be doing a live web stream tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Moving on. Private sessions are available. Distance healing by donation, 3 questions by email. Tarot readings, higher self communication. If you do a private session with me, you can also talk to Adronis as well too. And that is available at newearthteachings.com. And of course, this Sunday is Transmissions from Adronis. It is a free webinar that you can tune into Sunday, April 16th at 11 a.m. Pacific. You'll find the link in the video description as well too. You can feel free to join in on the call on Zoom. So every Zoom attendee will be able to ask Adronis some live questions. It's going to be another wonderful, exciting episode. And of course, I'm going to be returning to Mount Shasta here on June 1st and June 2nd to do a live Transmissions from Adronis event. It's called the Mount Shasta Experience. We're going to have an indoor event on day number 1 on Thursday, June 1st at 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. It is at the place called Soul Connections. You'll find the information on the website. Day 2 is meeting at Mount Shasta at the old Ski Bowl Trailhead, end of Everett Memorial Highway, Thursday, June 2nd at 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. You can bring a lawn chair with you. We're going to have a short transmission, and then we're going to be doing a short walk around Mount Shasta as well too. So for day number 1, the admission is by donation. You can offer any amount you wish. And day number 2 is a free gathering, just coming to the area of Mount Shasta, and we'll go for a nice walk before a hour-long Adronis transmission about Mount Shasta. So for more info, you can check out newearthteachings.com. You can also go down to the video description, or you could go directly into the Eventbrite page and leave a donation and be ready for June 1st. I'm looking forward to this. I'm going to be promoting it further for the Mount Shasta experience. Like I said, I haven't been back to Mount Shasta since 2019, so I'm going to enjoy really going there again. And for those of you who are in Mount Shasta, those of you who are in California, or even the West Coast, or wherever you may be, if you want to join me for a Mount Shasta experience, it's going to be absolutely incredible. So feel free to join me along for the ride. And of course, everything here on New Earth Teachings backup channel is backed up onto Odyssey, odyssey.com/@newearthteachings. You can find the link in the video description. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started with our broadcast today. And like I said, the first thing we're going to be doing is Q&A. Then we'll be getting into a short inner practice, and then we'll be getting into a short healing today, just with 3 volunteers, and then group healing. And that will conclude our broadcast. Okay, so we have one here from Magdalena. Magdalena says, "Hi Brad, how can we protect ourselves from any entities while doing healing on someone?" That is actually a very good question, because I've seen people who are doing healing, and there's a person who may, on an entity attachments level, be quite a wreck, right? And what happens is that healer will open themselves up, and they'll start doing a transmission of healing. But what happens is that person may actually have, may not even be aware of it, but some of their entity attachments may actually get into that healer, okay? So this is why it's very, very important that if you are doing healing with someone, you're making sure that you are completely invoking your divine powers. You're invoking the divine light, okay? So the most important thing is that when you're doing healing with somebody, you want to basically put an egg around you, okay? Or you could even see yourself standing in a pillar of light, okay? When you get better at this over time, you won't even have to worry about that, because the divine is naturally with you. But if you're just starting out and let's say you have a person here, let's say you have Mrs. Smith, and you're working on her, you're opening yourself up, and that's what you're doing. You're basically opening up your centers as a vessel, and you're shining your light upon her, helping her to help with maybe a stomach ache, or indigestion, or a headache or a migraine, whatever it may be. And as you're transmitting, what happens is you're creating a bridge. As you're creating that bridge, then what happens is that entity can leave that body and come directly into you, because you really don't have the divine forces working together with you through that cover, right? So you're working with that cover of an ethereal egg, you're working with that cover of a pillar of light. Okay? So if you're just starting out, you want to make sure you're doing that, because if you have that cover, if you have that etheric egg, if you have that pillar of light, that entity can't get in. The light is too strong, it wouldn't touch. But basically what some people do is they'll just start doing some breathing practices and then they'll just get right into it. Okay, well, it's important to breathe. It's not saying that we don't do that, we want to do that. But you also want to make sure that you're invoking the great light. You're invoking the higher self, you're invoking spirit, right? You're invoking the divine forces to cover you, okay? So you want to cover yourself with a pillar of light, you want to cover yourself with an etheric egg, okay? And that is keeping the intruders out. A lot of healers don't do that. Or if they do perform it, it's not even really that strong. They're basically still kind of performing it from their own ego. It's like, okay, yeah, divine light, come on in, and blah, blah, blah. Like, they don't even check in with themselves. And they haven't really put anything up, right? So this is where, firstly, we need to surrender. So as we surrender, we go within ourselves, and we just tell the divine forces, bring forward an ethereal egg of protection. Bring forward an ethereal pillar of light to cover me, right? So as that's being worked upon, any entity that tries to come in that's quite insidious or regressive will just basically bounce right off that light. They can't even come in. They would just basically be, scared to death of the light because it's so bright, and it's almost like it would scorch them if they would even go near it, okay? So that's the most important thing. And so it is a very good question here, Magdalene, because a lot of people I know have become susceptible to these healing, even with certain forms of healing circles as well too. Because you'll go into a healing circle with like-minded people, that's great, but again, people don't know how to work with the divine forces, right? They'll just go in and they'll start healing. They don't even do any form of preparation. You got to do preparation because you don't really know what you're working with, okay? So even though you have heartfelt intentions, and you want to help that person who's in the center of the circle, and you want to offer that living light to them and helping with that healing, that's fantastic. But the most important thing is that you are putting up the divine force's energy, okay? So you're basically putting up light. You're letting yourself be completely shrouded in that light so that nothing is trying to intrude upon you, okay? And that happens, right? Throughout the years I've been doing this work, I've seen quite a few people who have admitted to me, yeah, I used to go to these circles and I used to do some healing, but I've noticed that I could feel like something was entering in me, but I could never really prove it to anybody. And I wasn't too sure if that was just my imagination, but I felt like something entered into my heart. I feel like something entered into my throat. I feel like something entered into my abdomen, but I could never really prove, or the back of my head here in that way, or even into my third eye. But I could never prove that to anybody, but it felt like that those symptoms were starting to get worse over the years. Then I would start to scan the person and said, yeah, it's true, you definitely have entity attachments in those areas. And they're basically just trying to siphon energy off you. They're basically feeding off of you, right? And they'll try to get you upset, they'll try to get you angry, they'll try to get you fearful, they'll try to get you sad, and they'll feed off all of that energy inside you. They'll also try to encourage you to eat bad things. They'll try to encourage you to drink bad things. They'll try to encourage you to do bad things, okay? And that's really what it is. It's a type of influence. And so as we start to clean ourselves out, and one of the best ways to do that is just working with some of the free techniques that I have, okay? The white light energy ball technique is a really good one to help clear away entity attachments, okay? There's also the healing code cards in the mind deck with the entity attachments purifier, okay? But another one is just working with the white light energy ball, okay? Working with the ball and just putting intentions that if there are any regressive entities that are lurking within my field of energy, let them be released through the power of the divine forces, okay? And then I start chanting Om, 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 putting that into the solar plexus, watching it all absorb away. And before you know it, all those things that were kind of nagging at you, kind of like nails on a chalkboard, start to dissipate, right? The water starts to soothe itself out because now you are completely remedying yourself of those entities, right? So you're calling upon the divine forces, right? The divine forces will come in through this ball that I put within myself and help to clear away everything, okay? Divine forces of spirit, divine forces of God, divine forces of the source, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't care what you call it. As long as you know what you're invoking, that's what you're putting inside yourself. That's what you can use to help clear yourself out. Like I said, Entity Attachments Purifier in the mind deck will also help with this. Okay? Thank you, Magdalena, for your question. This one here is from Samar. Samar says, hey, Brad, can you do a healing on strengthening of my mother's immune system? Okay, we have to wait till we get to healing, Samar. Okay? So if I missed your question, Samar, remember just to repost that question again when we get to healing time. We're not doing healing first. We're going to do healing last. Okay? Question and answers are first. All right. So let's go down the list here a bit more. Okay, this one's from Carol Ann Smith. Hi, Brad. I have a question. Please, what does it mean when you have a reptilian lizard-like being and you are fully awake? I seen one when I was driving quite a few years back. Thank you. It depends, because every being has its own orientation to it, right? Not all reptilians are horrible beings. Okay, there are ones that are actually healers, that are ones that are very loving. You don't want to judge a book by its cover, okay? Because you guys see a reptilian, or because you guys see a mantis, or because you guys see a Sasquatch, or because you guys see another humanoid in that way, as soon as you see them, right, a lot of people will just give those impressions. Oh my God, it's a reptilian. Oh my God, it's an insectoid. Oh my God, it's a mantis. It's a Sasquatch, etc. And they're not even bothering to look into that being's heart, right? It's kind of like you can tell that as soon as you tune into a being, and if they feel cold, right, if they feel cold, they feel cruel, right, then that's something where you say, okay, well, I'm seeing this kind of humanoid being, and I look into their heart, and it feels like there's kind of a coldness there. All I'm really going to do is just send them love and compassion. But I'll also tell them that if you're not here for love and compassion, it would be wise to leave my space. But I ask you to leave in peace. Okay? So, a lot of people, as well too, who I've talked to over the years, can see reptilians. And there's also some reptilians that I've met that are actually quite benefic. Okay? They're quite loving. So it's not about, especially the females. I'm noticing that if you have like a female reptilian, they're a little bit more understanding than the males. Okay? But it depends. It all depends on the species, the species, but also just the personality of the beings. A lot of them basically act in sects. They all have certain forms of belief systems, but there are also certain ones that have turned away from that. And they're more so coming into the light. They're coming into their own inner peace. They're coming into the heart. So it all depends, Carol Ann. I really can't comment on these things because we have to kind of talk about these beings a little bit more. You have to give me a little bit more about when this happened, how it happened, what the experience was like when you noticed this reptilian, what it was doing with you, etc. There's a lot of variables we have to cover in that way altogether. But I'm also letting this question be shared because it is something that can be of a general topic. It's a lot of people that can see reptilians, talk to reptilians, or basically other forms of beings as well too. Avians, okay, aquatics, or feline beings, insectoids. Okay, the list goes on and on. There's all kinds of beings that exist. It is a teeming universe of life. So you're looking at trillions, quadrillions. You're looking at all kinds of beings here. So we could not name them all. We cannot know all of their orientation, and we don't need to, because it's about looking into the heart of the being, right? Even if you notice that you have reached a certain level of spiritual maturity within yourself, and you're going into your heart, you're able to feel the hearts of others. It does not always have to be human, it does not have to be animal. It could be, again, off-world sentience, okay? And you're tuning into their hearts. So, okay, well, even though this being is a reptilian, there's a very strong loving aura that's coming out of them. That's great. Maybe you want to have a relationship with that. If I'm not mistaken, Rob Gauthier channels Treb Boryitny, okay? And a lot of people are big fans of what he shares relating to Treb, okay? There's other people in that sense who have also been channeling reptilian beings, and they have a very loving relationship with those beings, right? So it's getting out of this mentality of judging the book by its cover. It's all God, right? If there is only one infinite being, Well, then God is the light. God is also the devil. Okay? It's all God. That's what we have to remember as well, too. Now, it's not to say that we need to force ourselves to participate with something that we don't feel ready for. If we feel that a being is being very hostile and very malevolent, then we basically may just want to get that being to leave our space in peace, right? And just shining your light and saying, when you can meet with this light, I will be happy to interact with you more. Okay. So we're coming from a mature perspective ourselves. And I know not everybody's there. They're still growing, they're still maturing in that way. And if you feel that you're not there and some being comes in there, you just tell them to leave your space. You invoke the higher powers, you invoke the higher forces to escort them out of your space, and it will be done. Okay? So it just depends in regards to one's level of maturity of where they feel they're at. Okay? So Caroline, thank you for your question. Okay. So this one here is from Mihail. Mihail says, question, how relationships will evolve in years ahead? Dating market is a complete mess nowadays. Well, that's a bit of a challenging question, Mihail, because it's not about looking at markets, it's not looking about statistics, it's not looking at trends, it's looking at a person. Okay? You're not dating every single man or woman on that particular platform. Okay? So when you're looking for relationships, why would you be concerned about markets? Why would you be concerned about trends? Why would you be concerned about what the collective itself is doing? That doesn't matter. You're looking to have a partner. You're looking to develop a beautiful relationship with someone. So it's not really about the idea of thinking, okay, well, all this is a meat market. Well, maybe, but I met this one person and he or she is very sweet. We had a wonderful time together, and I can feel that they're very open-hearted, and it's very much someone who I'm looking for in a partner. There you go. So what you think is a platform that represents a meat market, you met somebody nice out of it. Okay. Now, yes, does the Western society still need a lot of work in regards to the nature about how to court each other and work with relationships? Absolutely. But it's not your responsibility to concern about that pertaining to platforms. Right? So if you're feeling that you're utilizing that platform and you meet somebody nice and you have a wonderful connection with that, well, then there you go. That platform has served its purpose. In regards to how people are going to continue to date, well, it depends where they are, right? You might be in the middle of the Amazon and you're going into a rainforest and you're just enjoying the company of people who you now meet, and now you meet this one nice lady or this one nice man, and they're warm, and you didn't need a dating app to get to go and meet them, right? I mean, it really depends. It depends in regards to how people live their lives, right? There are people that are all busy, and they want to go on these Tinder apps or anything of that nature, and that's how they feel they want to meet people. Okay, right? There's no judgment in regards to that. But the idea of how we can actually go into deeper relationships with each other, understanding each other, that comes through your own work. Okay? It's not about saying, oh, this person is this, that, and the other thing, right? I have to work on myself. I have to look into myself. I have to tell myself, what is my partner bringing out of me that I'm now noticing within myself that I didn't know was there before? And I have to work with that. I have to clean away all of these particular forms of hurdles that I've now discovered within myself, because my partner, whether she is aware of it or not, was able to discover it, was able to bring it out of me. And I look at that and say, okay, this is something of a tendency that I have that I did not know was there, and I was able to completely clean it out, right? So therefore, the partner I'm with is helping me in that way. See, the greatest relationships are the ones that you have for yourself. Okay, when you have a partner, it's a wonderful, beautiful relationship, absolutely. You want to share your lives together. You want to enjoy each other's company. You love each other very deeply. But at the same time, you don't need each other. Okay? That's the true nature of a harmonious relationship. When you are completely okay on your own and you're completely okay with your partner, that's the perfect type of relationship to have. Okay? You are completely okay being by yourself. You are completely okay being totally independent, doing everything that you love to do, being who you are. And when you're with your partner, that same complement is there. You love being with them. You feel free with them. You're not adversarial with each other. You're helping each other. You're supporting each other. You're encouraging each other. You may help show that partner something of themselves that they did not know was there, and vice versa. And that is a beautiful partnership. That is a partnership that lasts, right? So it should be as good as you feel about being by yourself. You feel just as good as being with your partner. Okay? That's the kind of relationship that will last. That's a long-lasting relationship. If you don't have that, if you're constantly at quarrels with each other, you want to rip each other's heads off, right? You're constantly battling and constantly fighting yourself. Then that's basically all that's happening. You are fighting with yourself that represents the reflection of a partner. Because you are vulnerable, you are fragile, you're ready to break, you're ready to snap. Okay? And this is where I don't think it would be a wise idea for you to have a partner at that time, because they're showing you these things within yourself that is causing you to feel belligerent, hostile, arrogant, ignorant, right? And I think it's a matter of going into retreat and being able to work on those things and heal them up. Then when you come back later, and maybe you're still with the same partner, you've been able to heal those up, and now they're able to see a change in you, and you're able to see a change in them. The ability to fight isn't there anymore. There's no more volatile, rude, offensive behavior, right? Because you've seen all of that within yourself, and you've been able to clear that away. That certainly has been my journey, right? Rather than say, oh, how dare you say that I look like that, or how dare you say I act like that, and blah, 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 and we just put up the ego shields. Right? We're constrained in the ego shadow once again. And we just get offended because a person is basically telling us through an objective perspective from how they see us what tendencies that we have not been able to resolve. Right? Rather than getting offended by that, thank them for that. Because they're giving you a very, very honest perspective of what they're seeing through yourself. Right? And you may want to just simply work on that, look on that in reflection. And you may do the same thing with them. You may feel that there's certain things about them that you're noticing. And you're not saying it to hurt them. You're just letting them know this is just a tendency I'm noticing, right? Just as I perceive you, right? And again, maybe hopefully it's helpful. But that's the whole nature of partnership, is that we're here to work together with each other. We're here to support each other. We're here to love with each other. We're also here to be honest. It's not about a brutal honesty, but it's an honesty that is being shared to help your partner because you care about them. You care about your partner. You see these things in regards to them, and you're basically just hoping they have an open ear so that you can be pleasantly honest with them, right? And certainly I've had that, right? And it's really helped me to see facets of myself that I was holding on to, because a lot of us hold on to our past relationships. We're not really living presently with our partner, right? We basically take our scars and our wounds and we throw them into the current relationship. And we start seeing our current partner as our past partner, even though he or she is not like that. We start throwing all of these tendencies upon the partner because we're living back with an old partner 10 years ago, and I'm not living with my current partner right now. And so as we have these scars, these wounds, these tendencies and these vulnerabilities from those relationships in the past, that's what I'm putting in the present. Okay? And that's what's sabotaging relationship. You don't see who you're currently with. You don't see your current partner. You've been betrayed. You've been hurt. You've been ravaged, right? You've been harmed. You've been ridiculed, right? Your heart has felt broken. You have not given yourself the chance to heal that. And you need to learn to heal that on your own. So when relationships start moving into that particular energy, great. Then that's the true kind of relationships that we want. Unfortunately, again, a lot of people just don't know how to manage their feelings. They don't know how to manage their emotions. They basically just are, again, we could say the wounded healer. They're a wounded people, and they're hurt, and they don't bother to tend to their wounds. They're just basically limping along in society, craving a relationship, because relationships are more so materialistic cravings rather than the heart-to-heart, soul-to-soul connection that they can be. That's a very rare thing, guys. If you have a partner you have a very strong, loving, soulmate connection with, right? Soul-to-soul, heart-to-heart, it's so beautiful, you want to hold on to that, okay? Because that's very rare. It's not common for people to find what they would consider to be their true love, okay? It's very rare because people are wounded. They're constantly hurt. They're constantly getting these battle scars, and they're not healed from the past, and they just leak all of their insecurities of the past onto their present partner. And the partner basically wants to try and help them out, but then they're being bombarded by all this stuff and say, I can't put up with this. I have to go. I have to leave. I'm sorry, right? And that's what leads to these breakups. So again, just some food for thought there. It's not about platforms. It's about the person to person, right? That's the key. Thank you, Mihail, for your question. Okay. Let's go down the list here a bit more. Okay. So I know I got a few healing requests here, guys, so just hold on, right? We're going to be getting into healing here in just a few minutes. We're probably going to take another 5 to 10 minutes of Q&A, then we'll get into healing. Shirley Q asks, Brad, I hear to connect up with your soul family. How? How can one connect with their soul family? You have to listen to the heart. Okay, you cannot find this logically. Okay? If you try to use logic and practicality to try and discover your soul tribe, you're not going to be able to do it. Okay? You're going to be guided because your intention to want to connect with like-minded people, like-minded hearts, are very much what you are intending. So as you put that intention, it's the same as any other form of manifestation. Okay? You put that intention out. This is what I've talked about with 5-minute focus. Right? 5-minute focus, your eyes are closed, you're tuning in, you feel yourself meeting these wonderful people. There's men, there's women, there's children, there's seniors, everything. Right? And you're just meeting these wonderful, kind-hearted people. You're giving hugs all together, you're having wonderful conversations. You're going to these groups, you're talking to people online, you're meeting people on the street, you're shaking their hands. You're enjoying such wonderful conversations. I have just given you a nice theme of exploration that you can look into through a 5-minute focus meditation. And you're responding to that. Makes me happy, makes me smile, makes me joyful. Oh, what a wonderful meditation this is. Great, now send it to God. And surrender. And carry on with your day. Now synchronicity will come and visit you. Everything that I just told you to do, guys, that's what you do. Okay? You get that beautiful visualization. You go into meditation. You're feeling that response in meeting people that are so wonderful to meet. You're putting your feelings deeply into that. And for those 5 minutes, or maybe even 10 minutes, whatever you want to do, right? Once you're done, you send that to God, right? Spirit, take it. God, take it. Let it present itself. And then I surrender. Okay? So what I'm doing here is actually in Qigong, it's referred to as Xiao Gong. It's how you basically clear yourself. This is one of the ways I clear myself, to surrender. Surrender, release, 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 release. And then I've released that intention. I've given it to God now. Now I move forward and do something else. And now it comes. Manifestations come, synchronicities come. You start aligning with these wonderful people. You start exchanging phone numbers. You take them out for coffee, right? You enjoy a wonderful chat. Well, here you go. You're meeting your soul family. You're meeting your soul tribe. Okay, that's how simple it is, my friends. Okay, the reason why we have trouble with this is because we're trying to let the ego find your soul companions, find your soul family, find your soul tribe. It can't. It's not equipped to do that. It's too dumb. Okay? So you're working with your heart. Your intuition is what leads you forward to your soul family. So look into 5-minute focus, 10-minute focus. Okay? Look into exactly what I've described through that meditation. Put all of your feelings into that. Put your heart into that. Feel that you're meeting these wonderful people. It's so warm. It's so loving. It's so supportive. It's so encouraging. I love what I'm feeling here. Great. You get a very good, clear picture of everything? Yes, I do. Okay, great. Send it to Spirit. Tell Spirit, bring this to me. Let it present itself. I'm ending my meditation. I'm doing Xiao Gong. Surrender. Release. 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 I've let it go. And I carry on with my day. That's it, guys. That is it from step 1 to step whatever that is. Okay? Just work with that. Whatever your intention is, you have to remember to let it go. People hold on to their manifestations, and that's why nothing manifests, right? You're holding on to the cord. You got to cut the cord. You let the cord go. You've already sent off the intention, let it go. Give it to God, give it to Spirit, let Spirit take care of it. Spirit, go ahead and bring this into my life and let it present. And then I'm just going to clear this away and move forward. Spirit will always give this to you when you least expect it. You are never going to get a divine manifestation when you're constantly thinking about it, when you're constantly expecting it. Okay, it's never going to happen. Spirit wants to surprise you. So when you decide to finally let it go, poof, comes, oh my God, I didn't expect that. And here it is. I'm meeting these wonderful people, right? I'm getting this new job. I'm getting this new career, right? New financial abundance is coming to me. My opportunity to move is finally here because I've let go of all those things. And now I can let this divine manifestation come together because I'm not holding on to it anymore, okay? So again, that's you cleaning the slate. That's you holding that ball, letting it go, letting it fly off, letting Spirit take care of it, and having Spirit bring it to you when you least expect it. Spirit always surprises you. Because anytime we hold on to something, we're still depending on it. That's still an ego attachment. Ego attachment can never bring bliss. As soon as you're holding on to something, that's ego attachment. Even if you think, oh, Brad, it's a positive. Doesn't matter if it's positive. It's still an ego attachment. Let it go. Stop thinking about it. Move on with your day. Put your energies towards something else and let Spirit surprise you. And it always happens. Happens to me all kinds of times, right? Many, many times. Right? It'll happen to you too. Thank you. Okay, one more question. We're going to move on to healing afterwards, or sorry, a quick inner practice and then healing. Let me see if we can end on a really good question here. Okay, I think we'll end with Petra's question for the Q&A. So Petra asks, what about narcissism? Is it a choice or a psychic illness or what? Guys, what does choice mean? Okay, when I've told you about choice, what does that represent? That represents free will. Okay, free will is a potentiality. It is a illusion. Okay, you are never really exercising free will. You cannot exercise free will. It is not possible for you to exercise free will. Okay, because all free will is a cluster of potential choices. Okay, you don't have free will, which means you really don't have choice. Because you never make a choice, you decide. So it's always non-binary. I'm going to get up. I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to go into my kitchen. I'm going to make myself breakfast. I'm going to eat my breakfast. I'm going to get dressed. I'm going to have a shower. I'm going to go in my car. I'm going to go to work. Was anything within that sequence binary? No. All non-binary decisions. There is no such thing as choice. Choice is a potential, right? All the idea of choices are just thoughts, okay? What you decide and act upon is always the non-binary way. So when you're looking at the nature of narcissism in that way, just a person who's completely forgotten who they are. That's really all it is. They basically, in that sense, feel that their ego is running the show, right? When we're looking at people who in that sense, oh, they're just a narcissist and they're narcissistic and they're I mean, it's kind of being a new buzzword. It's a buzzword that's been happening for quite some time, where people basically just get the feeling that this person's a narcissist. Some of it is also ill-intended. They think that somebody's actually being a narcissist when in fact they're not, right? Sometimes it can just come from a lack of understanding. So it's a big conversation relating to that, okay? When there's the idea of a narcissism, that's true, let's say, it's really a person doesn't even really know that they're doing it, right? They're very much caught up in their world. They're very much living in their ego, yes, but they don't even really realize they're doing it. Rather than shunning them because they're a narcissist, have compassion for them, right? We need to get out of this idea of moving past cancel culture, okay? Because that's how cancel culture will respond. They will basically invent these ideas, oh, this person's a narcissist, I'm not going to talk to them, blah, and they're out of here, right? And you shun them before even getting a chance to talk to them or know what they're going through, okay? So yes, there's kind of a two-sided coin with that. People will be very, very quick to snap in calling someone a narcissist when they don't even know that person. They don't even know what they're going through. They don't even know what they represent, okay? So like I said, there are those who can truly be narcissistic. And there can be those in that sense who can be misunderstood and labeled as one. And that's part of cancel culture. So, Petra, that's a very big question. Okay? Is it a psychic illness? Well, an illness is an illness. It doesn't really matter what you put on it. Okay? Doesn't matter if it's a physical illness, an emotional illness, a mental illness, a psychic illness. They're all illnesses. What does it mean to be ill? You're out of alignment. Okay? You're basically just completely contorted. You're contorted to yourself where you're not at your center. You're spread out. Okay? Part of narcissism in its true way would be just being spread out from your center. Okay? And you want to regather yourself back into your center. But rather than just coming out and flat out accusing someone of being a narcissist, be better to talk to them. Talk to them. Let them know about the types of tendencies that you are seeing in them and how they can be helped, how they can be encouraged to heal, rather than just branding them with a branding iron, narcissist, and then you running away performing cancel culture. Okay? Those who are basically performing cancel culture can actually in many ways be just as narcissistic as the narcissist. Okay? This is what I talk about with the nature of being a victim. Okay? When you're in victim consciousness, you basically have a victim and you have a bully, but they're both narcissists. Okay? So the person who constantly thinks themselves as a victim, and in fact many ways, is actually a bigger narcissist than the narcissist itself. As soon as you start playing yourself as a victim and think, oh, this person did this to me and I'm abused and I'm hurt and I want to say all this stuff because I want to get approval from other people and I'm wounded, I'm abused and blah, 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 and you're just as big as a narcissist as they are. Okay? So like I said, there's no winners when it comes to victims. Okay? You are both in the same boat. You're both on the same level. So rather, it's about looking into yourself about why am I playing the victim card here? Why am I constantly in a state of abuse? Because I want attention. Because I want people to praise me. Because I want people to feel like I'm right and that other person's wrong. Because I want to inflate my ego like a narcissist does. Okay? The victim and the bully are both narcissists. Okay? It's not one or the other. Okay? They both have their own tendencies that they need to work on. That's exactly how they've been able to clash. It's just two different extremes, but the victim is a type of narcissist as well. The bully is a type of narcissist, yes, but they're both narcissistic. Okay? It's not until you learn to raise above that and go above it and start cleaning yourself out and realizing, I realized I was playing that victim goal, that victim card, and I'm not going to play that anymore. I'm going to heal myself, and I'm not going to have any animosity towards the person that's hurt me because it's really just me hurting myself by constantly playing this role. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to surrender. Surrender is the antidote to everything in life. We can either go to war and we can suffer, or we can be in peace and end all wars. Decision is yours. Okay, that's really what it comes down to. Okay, guys, thank you for Q&A. We're now going to go ahead and go into a simple inner practice, and then we'll get into healing, into distance healing. Like I said, I'm just going to take 3 individual volunteers. Then we'll do a group healing. So for the inner practice today, well, this is what I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you Xiao Gong. Okay? I'm going to teach you a very, very simple healing practice that will assist you in helping yourself to surrender. Okay? So again, as I've talked about the release ball method, I've talked about the prana transmission technique, but here's another simple thing that you can do today. It's basically just taken from Qigong, okay? And it's basically a type of clearing. It's clearing yourself, it's stabilizing yourself, it's centering yourself before and after doing Qigong, okay? But I've incorporated it to work with state of surrender, okay? So I want you right now just to close your eyes. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. And I want you to think of something right now, it can be absolutely anything, that you feel has been nagging at you. Something that you feel maybe irritates you, something that has bothered you. Maybe it was a conversation you had this morning. Maybe it was something that happened the last couple of days where there was just some type of unsettling encounter. Maybe you encountered somebody and it basically ruffled your feathers a little bit. Just something that represents a disturbance, something that has triggered you. Okay? And all I want you to do is I want you just to be aware of whatever that trigger is. Now I'm just going to stand up here so you can get a better view. Okay. So I want you still just to think of that trigger, all right? Just hold it in your mind. You're not attaching to it. You're just being aware of it. Okay, and just having your awareness upon that trigger, I want you just to do the following. Okay, just raising your arms up just like this. I'll squat a little bit so you can see me. So when we're inhaling, we're just coming right up to the top of the head, right up to about the brow. Okay, and as we're exhaling, we're just saying to ourselves, surrender and release and release and release and release and release and release and release. And we stop right here at the navel. Okay, so I'm going to do that again very slowly for you once again. This again is called Xiao Gong. Okay, right up to the brow and slowly down. So even as I'm saying surrender, release, 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 just put that in your mind. You don't have to worry about saying that out loud. I want you to concentrate on the breath. So when you're saying surrender, release, 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 say that within the mind. I want you to focus on the breath. And stop at the navel. And hold it for 3 seconds at the navel. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. And relax. Okay? So let's do it the real time. Let's do it for real this time, okay? So once again, breathing in. At the brow. Slowly going down. Saying within your mind, surrender and release, 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 release. Holding it at the navel for 3 seconds. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, and relax. Okay? That's all you're doing. And I want you to observe that trigger. I want you to observe what that feeling is and if it's still there, right? So after you're doing Xiao Gong, you're being aware, does that trigger still exist within me? Is it still there? You may notice it's completely vanished. Okay? So again, as you bring your hands up, inhaling, you're stopping at the brow, you're slowly coming down, and all you're saying in your mind is surrender and release, 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 release. Stopping at the navel, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, and being at rest. Okay? There you go, from Shirley Q. That trigger is gone. Thank you. Great. Thank Qigong. Okay, this is a Qigong technique that I've just basically versionized into a type of surrender. Okay, so I still do Qigong nowadays. There's been times where I've been on and off with it, but I've always noticed that when I was doing Xiao Gong, it really just centered me so well. And so this is another simple thing that you can do, right? So whether you're doing release ball method, or if you're doing a prana transmission technique, that's great too, because those are powerful. Or you can just start doing Xiao Gong. Okay. I'll even type it in for you guys. Okay, it's called Xiao Gong. All right, and you can use that. Very, very simple. It's just taking a version of Qigong and basically using that. Again, what we do is that we center our energy. We collect our energy back. We bring it back into the lower Dantian. Okay, so what you're actually doing is you're taking that trigger, you're bringing it down, and it's being absorbed into the lower Dantian. The lower Dantian is just below the navel. So again, that is a brain. The 3 Dantians are brains. Okay, we call them elixir fields. That's what Dantian basically represents, but they're actually pointing to the brains of the body. Lower Dantian is the intestinal brain. Middle Dantian in the solar plexus is the abdominal brain. Of course, we have the cranial brain up here. Those are the 3 elixirs. Okay, you could also call them that those are the 3 minds. Right, the 3 brains. That is what represents the Dantians. So we're basically just collecting all of that, and we're bringing it slowly down to center, and having it getting absorbed into the lower Dantian, and it's getting absorbed back into your source, and it's gone. Basically, even just goes all the way out. It goes out through your legs. It goes out through your body, purges and releases. Right? It's like putting it in a trash compactor or a garbage chute. And it goes out and it releases altogether. Okay? So that is a very good way of how to surrender, of how to let go, of how to release. Okay? Anything that's on your mind. And this can be the same thing with traumas, guys. If I've been traumatized because I've been abused, I've been hurt, I'm just going to start doing some Xiao Gong. Release, release, release. Okay, is it still there? Most of it's gone. There's still a bit more. Okay, do it again. Release, 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 release. Is it still there? It's gone. Great. There you go. You can clear away your traumas with Qigong. This is all thanks to Qigong, guys. I didn't invent this technique, okay? I just modernized it. I versionized it into this way that can be utilized to help yourself surrender, okay? Because that's what I do. Sometimes when I'm in the shower, I'll reflect on certain things that I'm still holding on to, and I'll just do Xiao Gong in the shower, right? Surrender, surrender, release, 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 release. Is it gone? Oh yeah, it's history. It's completely gone. Fantastic. And I just start smiling. I know through my own pattern, when I know I've released something, this is what happens. Okay? That's my sign of letting know that whatever I held on to, there's a genuine smile that comes together. That's me letting me know that it's released. Okay? It's like when I'm going onto the Ether Bed kit as well too. As soon as I go on it, I just start smiling. Right? If I put my new sneakers on, that basically are Etherics earthing sneakers, I put those on, I just start smiling. Okay? My smile is the confirmation for me that divine energy is here, that a beautiful feeling of elation, a beautiful feeling of pure spirit energy, pure spirit intelligence, a feeling of great release to where peace remains. That's my confirmation. Okay? It's my smile. For some people, it could be like this. Okay, I'm done. I shook it out. It's like I'm a bird and I'm shaking my feathers. Okay? For others, it could be a simple breathing in and breathing out in a certain way. Okay? We all have our own feelings of confirmation. Okay? Confirmation can be a nice little, a beautiful warm sensation rising up from our body, our kundalini, for example. Everybody has their own confirmation in regards to peace. When it comes to peace, when it comes to receiving divine intelligence flowing through you, you all have your own way of doing that, of being able to detect it. So get to know what yours is. So when you release that trigger, what do you feel? And it's just like a little flutter that comes up through my heart. Great, right? It's that little sensation. It's that little flutter that I get too. Great. Okay, yeah, it's a deep breathing exhale, right? Where I just know that that's a releasing exhale. Great. Everybody has their own confirmation. So I want you to be aware of your own confirmation. What is your confirmation when you know you've let something go? What is your own confirmation that you know you're receiving divine intelligence flowing through you? What do you feel is your confirmation when you're feeling kundalini rise? All right? These are things that you want to be aware of. Get to know yourself. We all have our own confirmation. All right? Great. Okay, guys. So now we're going to go ahead and move on into healing. All right? So again, if you guys do have any requests, if you want to leave a donation, you'll be first in line. Like I said, I'm just doing 3 individuals today. Okay? But I'll go up to the very top of the chat because I believe there's a couple people that had a couple requests. So we're going to do 3 requests, and then we'll get into group healing. Then we're going to wrap up the broadcast. Okay? So this one here is from Samar. Samar says, "Hey Brad, can you do a healing on strengthening my mother's immune system and flushing out all toxins from her body?" Yeah, we can do that. So Samar, if you want to help out in the background, you certainly can. And so, Samar, I didn't get your mother's name, so I'll just refer to her as Samar's mom. I also got a donation here from Anna. So Anna, you will be next after Samar. Okay. So again, this is for Samar's mom's immune system, flushing all toxins out of her body. Okay, so I'll just refer to her as Samar's mom. Okay. So I'll just take a moment now just as I connect. Okay, calling forward Samar's mother, higher self. Okay, you can feel her presence here with me. And so I'm just working with Samar's mother's higher self, expanding the hands out, expanding the light, representing the love, the trust, and the faith, letting it permeate all of the cosmos. Slowly bringing the hands back. I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. Okay, we'll begin with Samar's mom now. Okay. We're just going to do Xiao Gong once again. And love and blessings to your mother, Samar. Okay. So we're able to clear away a lot of the problems, the toxins that were basically compromising her immune system as well too. We're also clearing away a lot of waves of distortion within her body as well. Okay. So she's just getting a good general cleaning coming together right now, but just being able to purge a lot of that stuff, a lot of that debris, just a lot of toxicity. A lot of it is a mixture of physical, mental, and emotional energy. All of that's being flushed out. It's kind of like we're giving it a big cleanse, purging it from her body altogether. Okay, so give her your love. Just let her know that you're always there for her. You're always supporting her, and your love can make a very big difference as you shine it upon her as well. Okay, blessings to you both. Namaskar. Okay, we're going to go to Anna now. So Anna has a request here from our donation. Thank you for that, Anna. Hello, Brad. I would like to ask healing for headaches. I get practically daily, as well as a strong tinnitus. Thank you so much. So, guys, tinnitus is very, very common. I think I saw in a chat, is tinnitus the sound frequency of the universe? No. Here's the sound frequency of the universe. Okay. Now, basically, some people who have tinnitus basically hear different types of pitches, different types of tones. Okay. Some people can hear like a very high pitch. Some of it can be a little bit more of a semitone lower, etc. Basically, there's two different types of aspects that are happening whenever you're getting a ringing of the ears. If the ringing of the ears is temporary, which means it's gone within a few minutes, that is a magnetic field adjustment that's taking place within your body. That can often lead to telepathic conversations. If the ringing in your ears is a lot more longer, let's say it lasts for half an hour, or even longer than that, and that is tinnitus. Okay? So basically, adjustment pitches should really only take maybe about 30 seconds, a minute, maybe 5 minutes tops, and then they're gone. Okay? But again, if it's lasting a lot longer than that, then that is a condition within your ears. Okay? And that's basically an infection within the inner ear canal. And that's basically bacterial, it's fungicide as well too. And that's quite common when we have toxins within the body, when we have metals in the body. Okay? Metal toxicity causes that. All forms of pollutants, toxicities that make their way up into the brain, into the inner ear canal as well too, can cause that. Okay, so tinnitus is an inflammation. Okay, it's an inflammation of the inner ear, often due to very heavy toxicities, including electromagnetic frequencies, 5G radiation, okay, extreme low frequencies, toxic heavy metals. Okay, those are some examples. Radiation, okay, can also be another factor relating to that. Okay, so again, viral fungal agents can also be another factor. So there's multiple different types of factors, but a lot of it, quite commonly, is EMFs, ELFs, 5G Wi-Fi. Okay, 5G Wi-Fi is notorious for tinnitus. Okay, now the good news, because I'm going to get to Anna's healing here in just a second. The good news is I'm developing some new Etheric environmental technology. From the beginning, for the past 3 months, since January, February, March, and even a little bit into April, I've been working on body technology for people. Okay, so when it comes to the beds, when it comes to the ether mats, when it comes to the clothing, so forth, right? Now I'm going to start switching gears when we come into May. After launching the Taurus Bed, I'm going to be working with environmental healing. Okay, I'm going to work with magnetic stickers. Now these magnetic stickers are just simple magnets. What you'll be able to do is you'll be able to put one of these magnets on the fuel tank of your vehicle, and it's going to cancel out all harsh toxins relating to gasoline. Okay, so that when the exhaust, because everything will work normally just as it does, but you'll notice that the vibrations that were harmful within that gasoline will be canceled out and eliminated just by sticking a little magnet underneath your fuel tank. Okay, if you have an electric vehicle, I will have a magnet that you can put near the batteries that will cancel out and eliminate all of the emissions that come out of the EMFs and ELFs from your electric vehicle. Okay, so those are two examples of things that I'm designing right now. Okay, everything really works through the nature of vibration, and that what I'm doing through the spirit commands of power, which is basically what's happening with Etherics, guys. Whenever you see Etherics technology like this, guys, all that's happening is that this is invoked through spirit commands of power. Okay? Some people on this planet, myself included, have the ability to simply invoke the power of spirit using verbal commands. And that's all I do. Okay? There's some people that are working with things like biogeometry, right, where they're working with angles, where they're working with colors, where they're working with shapes, where they're working with motion, where they're working with movement, and that all brings about alignment. They work really, really great. But basically what I do is I work with the spirit commands of power, where you could just basically see COP, the COP, commands of power that are directly from spirit coming through me. There are others on this planet who can do similar things as well too. When you develop yourself and you form a relationship with spirit, spirit at some particular point grants you this ability. And you're able to basically make these commands of power. And whatever you command is done. Okay? That really has been Etherics. That has been the healing code cards since day one. That's my power. Okay? And that's what I'm utilizing with using geometry, because geometry functions as a container and it holds it on a much more permanent basis. It's holding the charge. Okay? So I'm kind of giving you guys a behind the scenes about how Etherics works, just using commands of power. Okay? So I would use commands of power to cut back on all the harmful emissions caused by gas vehicles and electric vehicles. And all you're doing is you're putting those magnets on the car, on the truck, wherever, whatever it may be, on the gas tank if you have gasoline, near the batteries if you have an electric vehicle. And the emissions are now completely canceled out, which means if you had an EMF monitor, it would still notice the EMF emissions, but those emissions are now rendered harmless. They will not hurt people. Right? They will not give you headaches. They will not harm you in any particular way, because everything that represents their vertical waves of harm are now completely canceled out. And if you're actually able to take a pendulum and notice if you're scanning for any form of vertical waves of harm, there will be none. You'll see it all gone. Okay? And that's what I'm basically doing for the next phase of Etherics, is we're going to get into environmental healing. I'm also going to start creating posters. I'm also going to create other forms of magnets that will help to completely decontaminate toxicity and pollution around city streets. You can just put a magnet up against a metal pole, or you could put a poster up or something of that nature. Some of them will even be free as well too. You can just print them out and just stick them on a wall. And they'll start going out and they'll spread out and they get bigger and bigger, and they're basically completely cutting out all of the vibrational emissions that represent vertical waves that are causing severe pollution. Okay? And that's going to help us to clean the air. That's going to help us to clean out the electromagnetic frequencies and the ELFs that we're completely being bombarded by through towers and through electric poles and all these things. You'll just be able to pop them up around town with the Etherics logo on them, and they're being canceled out completely. That's the next phase of Etherics. We're going to move into environmental healing. Okay? And I'm going to take it even further with that. I'm also going to start talking to prisons down the road as well too. See if we can put wallpaper in certain areas of prisons and basically emanating all of that pure vibration to clear away any aggression, right? Going into hospitals, going into hospices, right? And being able to clear out any dense energies there. It's going to be a bit of a work in the making, but I feel it will pay off really good. This is what I'm putting my energy into, guys. It's not just time for me to talk about all this stuff. It's time to start doing it. And so that's what I'm working on doing. All right? Okay, Anna, let's get to your healing here. And then we'll get to one more person, and we'll get into group healing. So Anna says, I would like to ask healing for headaches. Again, practically getting them every day as a strong tinnitus. Okay, Anna, so we'll do that together now. So Anna, I want you to join me right now, placing your hands upon the center of your chest. Taking a deep breath in, deep breath out. Okay, putting your hands now in prayer posture, feeling your heart opening up like a blossoming flower, letting all that white light coming out of the heart. Feel it coming in between the palms, expanding the hands out. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Letting that light permeate the entire vastness of the cosmos. Slowly bringing it back now. Saying to yourself, I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. Okay, very good. So, just letting yourself relax, Anna, as we'll go ahead and work together with clearing away the headaches and the tinnitus within yourself. Here we go. So Anna, I'd say after the next short little while, you will notice that those headaches will now just start to go away. Okay, so all the vibrations of harshness that were causing those headaches will now be completely neutralized, completely canceled out, completely eliminated. All the toxins, whether it be viruses, whether it be bacteria, whether it be fungicides, anything pertaining to their standing vertical waves, are now canceled out and eliminated as well too. And you'll feel all of that flushing of all those old toxins being flushed out of the body, purging. Okay, so that purging usually takes between now and the next 7 days. Okay, so you can always let me know how things go over the next 7 days. You can always drop me an email. You can go to newearthteachings.com, go to the contact page. You can always let me know how you're feeling after the next few days. But that will be ending your headaches once and for all. Okay, just clearing out all of that debris. Like I said, guys, a lot of these headaches are EMFs. A lot of these headaches are ELFs. A lot of these headaches are 5G. A lot of these headaches are dirty electricity. It's dirty vibrations that we have in our body, and we're just clearing it out. So if you guys are noticing how this is really impacting you as soon as you're getting this healing, it's exactly what the Taurus bed is going to do for you, because this is what the Taurus bed does. It works with every single cell. It cancels out all harmful standing vertical waves, purging your body of it completely. And it's taking all of that debris and just flushing it out altogether. It's a very, very powerful bed. Prana bed also does something very similar, but it works with your life force energy to do that. What the Taurus bed does is it works with the center of every single cell, and it communicates with every single cell, basically creating a legion consciousness and clearing out all of this debris altogether. So the Prana bed and the Taurus bed can work together in complement because you're working with your life force energy and you're working with the source point center in every single cell, chakra, and acupoint meridian to clean out your body. So it's like a double header, and it works really, really well. All right. Thank you, Anna, for your request. Okay, we're going to take one more involunteer, then we're going to do a quick group healing. Okay, so let's see if I can find one more request here. Okay, I think I'll go to Lydia for this one. Lydia asks, "Hi Brad, greetings from Poland. I am asking for healing, please. I have problems with my liver and gallstones." Thank you. Okay, so Lydia, it's not a problem. We will work with that. So here's a little bit more of an extra tidbit. If you guys have the energy deck, okay? Do you remember what I've talked about the color ray frequencies, about working with the color ray frequency cards? So in Lydia's case, what would work really, really well for her, pertaining to problems with her liver and her gallstones, would be the orange ray purifier. Okay, I'm not too sure if it's buried here on the card somewhere. Maybe I can find it. Oh, here we go. Here it is. Okay, here's the orange ray purifier. So all you would do is you would put this by the liver, and you're just telling the card, disperse all toxins from my liver. Purge it all out through the orange ray purifier. So you see how I just have this right down by my liver? Okay, so you're saying clear out the gallstones, clear out the liver, clear out the gallbladder. Any toxins that are there, purge them out, purge them out, purge them out. And the orange ray purifier will do that. Okay, so that's something that you can do also on the side. For those of you, of course, I'm not getting around to healing today, but Lydia, that will also help you if you have the energy deck. Okay, so Lydia, yes, I will go ahead and work on that with you right now, to working with problems with your liver and your gallstones. Okay, so Lydia, just go ahead and place your hands upon the center of your chest. Go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in, a deep breath out. Placing your hands in prayer posture. Feeling your heart opening up like a flower. Feeling that heart light coming in between the palms. Expanding your hands out as you breathe in and breathe out. Permeating that light throughout the vast cosmos, representing your love, your trust, your faith. Bringing your hands back in. As you slowly bring them in, saying to yourself, I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. Okay? And Lydia, we will go ahead now and begin. So Lydia, deep breath in, deep breath out. And just relax, okay? Your liver will be better in no time, okay? So I was even putting the orange ray into the liver, into the gallbladder as well too, just clearing away any toxicities as well too. Any standing harmful vertical waves contained within your body have now been completely canceled out and eliminated. So you'll have a good, clean bill of health, okay, over the next little while here, just as your body goes through this purging cycle, okay? So between now and the next 7 days, right? Thank you and blessings to you. All right, thank you to all volunteers. We're going to conclude our broadcast today just by doing a group healing session. All right. So what I want you all to do right now is I want you just to go ahead and I want you just to scan your body, just like you're seeing this green beam horizontally going down. Okay, and I just want you to feel like it's scanning your body and just detecting any forms of abnormalities, vulnerabilities, tendencies, physically, mentally, or emotionally that you are discovering. Okay? And basically all I'm doing is I'm just teaching you guys how to heal all of this today. Okay? So as you feel that, I just want you to feel like you're holding a ball right in between your hands, a chi ball. Okay? And you're just opening up the solar plexus and you're feeling that energy just rushing itself into the ball, right? It's almost like a fire hydrant, right? It's just spewing out all this debris, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And I want you just to see it filling up the entire ball. As soon as the ball gets completely filled up, the solar plexus just closes back upon itself. Okay? So now you have all this debris contained inside this ball. Okay? So just holding this ball right here, just directly in front of you, and just keep your hands in this position as I'm going to be putting a ball around all of you. And all I want you to do right now is I want you just to look at the ball and just saying to yourself, I surrender. I surrender. I surrender. I surrender. And through that mentality of surrendering, I want you to feel like you're just gently squishing the ball. As you're gently squishing the ball, you're noticing that the liquid inside of it is getting less and less. That liquid is turning into a type of vapor. Okay? So as you're gently squeezing the ball, as you're surrendering, you're feeling the ball getting smaller and the liquid inside the ball getting less and less and less. And I want you just to turn it into a ball that's maybe about the size of a marble, okay? Or maybe the size of a golf ball. That would be a good idea, a good analogy, okay? So just squishing it down until it's about the size of a golf ball, okay? Once it's at the size of the golf ball, I want you just to hold your hands out a little bit and you're just seeing it there, okay? And I want you just to hold that there. And again, I will just put forward a command. I command the divine forces of God to place and shroud their energies around the small ball that surrounds each and every single soul here that is participating with this exercise with me here and now. Shrouding that ball, and at the command of release, everyone that is participating with me will see that golf ball sized distortion contained inside that sphere vanish from them completely, as it will be eliminated, purged, and released altogether. I will now count backwards from 5 to 1. When I reach 1, everybody just say release, and you'll see that golf ball vanish in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. And now we're going to do Xiao Gong again. All right? So, once again, once you have released that ball, hands up as you breathe in, right to the brow level, going down very slowly, saying in your mind, surrender and release, 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 release. Staying there. 1, 2, 3, relax. Okay. All right, everybody, how are you feeling? Were you able to successfully release that ball? Were you able to completely surrender and let go? All right. You can let me know how that went in the chat for those of you who participated alongside with me. So that's the key. Once we just surrender that, we shrink that ball down to the golf ball, we release it, we do Xiao Gong. And then we feel that complete and total surrender, that complete and total release. Super powerful, thank you, perfect, great. Yeah, excellent. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining me today for New Earth TV Live. I will be back next Friday with another episode. We'll probably go a little bit longer next Friday. And again, I'll be back tomorrow on Etheric's live stream. So that is on the Etheric's YouTube channel. Whoops, that's the wrong one. That's the one. So Etheric's YouTube channel is youtube.com/Etheric's store. So you can feel free to join me there. I'll be doing the revealing of the Taurus Bed kit and also the custom engraving service, as well as new future products that are going to be coming that are going to be environmental in nature and helping with environmental difficulties, of course, that we've been having on the earth here for a very long time. Thank you, guys. Blessings to you all, and I will speak to you again tomorrow and again Sunday also for the Adronis event. Let's go ahead and pull that up right now. Transmissions from Adronis is this Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific. So again, you'll find the link in the video description also. Thank you again, guys. Have a wonderful rest of the week, and I'll speak to you again in another perspective of the now. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaskar, and may it be well with you. Bye for now. Thank you so much for tuning in to New Earth Teachings on YouTube. Don't forget to check out our websites, newearthteachings.com, where you can do private sessions with me, and also AetherX.co. And through AetherX, you'll be able to pick up your Healing Code Cards body deck, your mind deck, and your energy deck through AetherX. You will also be able to pick up the Ether Bed kit. That is also on AetherX as well. Not to mention that you'll also be able to pick up some apparel and accessories that is also available on AetherX. Thank you so much for tuning into this video, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next one. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaskar, and may it be well with you.